Alright guys, what's up? Julian here, and in this video I'm going to be actually going through a backtesting homework that one of our students actually sent to me. And the reason why we want to encourage backtesting a lot is because when you are able to backtest, you are able to have confidence on the strategy that you're doing.
Yeah, boy.
And you will be able to execute trades, right? And if you're not confident about the strategy because you never really, did it yourself, you're just looking at it from the live charts, how are you going to get the confidence that it actually works, right? When you don't even know what's the win rate, when you don't even know, like, can this strategy actually work? Can you even spot the strategy yourself, right? So this is what I'm going to be doing, and very, very happy that, students actually send me homework, right? Because we truly believe that if you want to actually succeed, you must put in the work.
Just do it!
And then when you are able to, get that practice coming in, right, you're able to do well even in life as well, right? So that translates to the rewards that you will get when you actually do trade yourself. Now, if you like this style of video, I'm going to be giving you 5 seconds. Quickly click on the like and subscribe button so that you don't miss out on my future videos. And I want you to also comment more if you want more of these kinds of videos. 5, 4, 3, 2, So without further ado, let's jump right in. Okay, so this backtesting period was only in the month of June, right? But I would say that regardless of the time, the month, right? Ideally, if you have longer backtesting period, that would be even better, right? But this is at least a start, right? If you have June at least, right, then you can also work yourself backwards, testing the data before. Okay, so this strategy that he's testing is actually one of the strategies that I use, which is using H4 SNR. Okay, and according to this, aiming for 50 pips straight, set break even. If it is a high zone risk, high risk zone, aim for 10 to 20 pips. Okay, usually we don't do 10 to 20 pips. Because most of the time our setups, right, especially if it's good quality, you will normally go at least minimum 30 pips. Okay, and when I say 30 pips, it's actually the entire movement, right? Of course, if you enter a little bit higher up, then it's not going to be, you're not going to be able to get 30 pips at least, right? But if you enter within the zone, right, most of the time it should have 30 pips movement. Okay, so let's get started. This is actually a SNR trade, right? So now a little bit about some feedback. All right, based on this chart itself, or based on this screenshot itself, I can't really see what is the overall bias of the direction, right? Because now I know this is H4, yes, but I'm not sure whether is this actually, you're looking at the bullish structure, or actually is this a bearish structure, right? Because if it is a bullish structure, then more than likely you don't want to be, right, going against the trend, right? So I'm assuming this is bullish, okay? But it seems, because how do I know this is bullish? As I can see after that, the price actually went up, right? So I'm assuming that this is actually a bullish structure. Again, I can't confirm because I don't have, the entire picture of it. Right, so if it's bullish structure, then you don't want to be selling because that is counter trend. Okay, and this is one of the trades I can see it's actually executed in the morning, right, when market open. Usually you don't want to execute trades like directly after market open because it's quite dangerous. You don't know if it will actually gap out or gap down, right? So you want to avoid taking any early trades. But you can see right here, this was a sell, 6:05 a.m. again when market open. Risk is 1:1, profit. Okay, not entering this trade because it's early trade. Yeah, okay, fantastic, right? So you also want to set some rules for yourself. Basically, these rules will be parameters for yourself so that you don't go against those parameters. For example, you only say that, okay, I only trade from like 7 to 12, right? So anything above after 12, right, I won't be entering, so I won't even be looking at the trades then, all right? Something like that. So you have to have some parameters for yourself when you want to do your backtesting as well. Okay, so let's look at the second trade right here. This is entering a support, so it's a buy, right? And rightfully so as well, because this is clearly a breakout right here, waiting for a pullback. All right, and then continuation buy. So this should be the buy. This should be a buy, and because of that, you can see right here, this is a very, very nice trade, touch and go. So buy H4 SNR. Right, so profit, okay, exit at 50 pips. So, okay, actually by right, there's no need to exit if you are actually entering, because you can see right here that there is no pullback whatsoever, right? So for usually for this trade, I will always put the buy limit or sell limit, and then when it reaches 50 pips, at least you can actually take some partials, right? Partial profit, and then set break even as well, right? If in case it actually goes against you. So usually H4, you will get at least minimum 50 pips as well, right? So you can see this is a very, very nice trade. Hit full TP actually, right? Going up, actually even more, right? This actually went up like 200 over pips. Okay, yeah, there you go. 200 pips profit. Okay. Trade 3. Okay, this one resistance, enter at first touch. So again, one thing that you want to learn about, all right, when it comes to executing SNR trades, is that you only want to go for it on the first touch, right? So this is the first this is where the resistance is formed. Then when it touches this, all right, and it goes down, this is when we call it as first touch. If it goes down the second time, second entries are always a bit risky, right? If it goes in the third time, then it's extremely high risk. I wouldn't even enter, right? Anything more than the third time, I won't enter, right? So you can see this is actually again another touch and go, right? Another score of 100 over pips, very, very good, right? Profit again, all right? So trade 4. This seems to be the same trade, but he entered the resistance. All right, so you can see right here. This was the same trade as I recall this one here. All right, so you can see, right, enter the support. Then why would you want to enter the resistance, right? If it is a bullish trade, then don't enter the resistance. Okay, so this is big red flag for me even before I even go through it. You can see here. It's a big red flag for me. Seems like it's still profit though, right? And after profiting, this is actually 50 pips. It actually went against the trade and actually hit stop loss. So I mean, it's a good thing that you actually collected a profit, right? But this is a super risky trade. You're going counter trend. You shouldn't even enter, right? Why would you want to enter a sell when it's clearly breakout, right? You should be aiming for buys. Don't aim for sell. The buy that you had was correct, and then why do you want to go for a sell? And some more, I believe the buy that you actually entered, which was over here, was actually, you can see the distance between the sell and the buy. A buy is about 3348. Sell is 3353, which is about 50 pips. So it doesn't really make sense for you to even go for sell, right? When you really go in for the buy. Let's see trade 5 right here. This is the buy, right, if I'm not mistaken. 3348. Yeah, this is the buy. All right, there you go. See, buy. Share we hit TP. This one here. This is the next trade. Wait, what is this? This is a bit confusing for me. This is, okay. This is the same trade, just that is using SRR as well. Okay, but it's the same trade, profit. Live trade set BE. Okay, very good. Live trade, that means this is a trade that she actually took, I believe, right? So trade 6, resistance. I believe this is the same trade that she actually tried to take, which is the buy here that she entered. And then after that, entering at the resistance. This is not a good idea, because already this is a bullish trade, bullish trend. So never sell at the bullish trend. I believe this one, I'm not sure whether this looks like it was. Did it hit profit? Oh, it still did hit profit, right? Take profit at 100 pips, sorry. So still profitable, okay. But very risky. That trade was very risky. What is this? This one is another sell. All right, so again, taking sells in a bullish trend, not a good idea still. But seems like it is still, yeah, you see this only achieved 20 pips. So not a good idea. And this was actually done early morning. So again, not a good idea. Okay. Going against the rules that you set up for yourself. All right. And also going counter trend. Trade 8. Let's have a look. So this is a buy. Okay. This one. All right. So one tip for you guys, if you're doing backtesting, is that if you are looking at only one time frame, you may not see what's happening. So for example, if you're backtesting on a H4 strategy, right? So in this case, this is H4, right? You can see that it was actually a support trade, but in this candle, right? It shows a huge bearish candle, and then it looks like it did hit SL, right? But in order for you to confirm did it really hit SL, you always have to go to the lower time frame, because the lower time frame is where you see the actual details. So if you actually notice right here, seems like this was a profitable trade. It actually went up 400 pips, right? Because you will not be able to see what happens inside of this if you're just looking at it from a bigger time frame perspective. So you always have to go to the smaller time frame, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, whatsoever, to see what really is happening during that time. Okay, maybe it did hit TP, but after that it went against and hit SL. So you have to confirm. So in this case, there you go, right? Profitable trade. Trade 9, let's see, this is buying at the support. Wait, this one was, oh, so there was 2 entries that she actually tried. This one here, and I believe this one here. Is it? Okay, let's have a look, huh? Yeah. So just now it was this entry, and then now she tried to enter over here. Is okay. Did it hit TP? Yes, it did also. Touch and go. There you go. All right. So as I mentioned, this also hit about 140 pips. So 100 pips should not be an issue. Okay. Let's look at this one here. This one is buy. Wait, is this a buy or sell? What was this? Is confusing because you said support. So I'm assuming that it's buy. So okay, first candle touch. That means here, right? So it's actually taking this buy right here. So let's see, did it actually hit entry and TP, right? So these are all literally touch and go. Profit again. Very good. Trade 11, support, and consider first touch. Yep. It is a considered first touch. So this is the SNR 3305. 3305. So the entry was actually here, right? I believe. Let me have a look. Yeah, the entry was actually here. So it is profit. Enter here. Stop loss here. 100 pips. Profit. All right. For buy entry, are we looking at big spike, pullback, and enter, or same entry? Same for sell entry. Are we looking for a spike down? Okay, so if you are looking at a H4 SNR trade, like this, H4 SNR trade, how I always do it is I always consider it as a set and forget. Set and forget. So all you need to do is you just need to set the entry directly on where the V, right, or the A is, right? Basically the support or the resistance. So this, if you enter it as a set and forget, right, then you don't really need to monitor whether it do a pullback or whatsoever, right? Because you're just going to preset it as soon as you see a V or a A. Okay, but if you're using you're doing SRR, then that will require a little bit more of monitoring, because you need to see when it actually goes in the zone, see whether it does do a pullback. All right, of course that will be the safer approach. Okay, so it depends on what you're entering this as. Is if this is a H4 SNR, then you don't really need to wait for the pullback and before entry, right? Trade 12. Okay, over here. 3305. So actually, isn't this the same trade as the one just now? Sorry, this should be the SNR trade, right? Trade 13. This is a sell, right? Which did look like a sell because this looks like a breakout. Yeah, I'm not sure because I don't have the full context. So I'm not sure what is this before that, right? But this looks like a breakout, pullback, and then sell, right? So first touch, second touch. No, sorry, first resistance, all right, and then first touch over there. This one seems like it hit TP, did it? Okay, this seems a bit weird. This one looked like it actually went down 90 pips before it reversed. Not sure what is this. This looks like a different 3337. 50 pips bit. Okay. Anyway, this one seems profitable. Entry at 7 p.m. And then I think this is a typo, right? 7 p.m. And then TP at 7:55. I think so. No, but this looks like it's 10. I'm a bit confused with the timing. I'm not sure whether this is right. Trade 14. Okay, so this one here looks to me like a bullish trend. So not sure if selling is a good idea. Again, it seems counter trend. And it seems to me that this is already the first A that was formed. So this should be the entry rather than this being the entry. Right? Let's see. 337. Okay, so I think what he's doing is that he already entered this the first time. This is the resistance being formed. This is the first entry, and then you try to re-enter again. So this is not a good thing because why? This is no longer right. This is considered as 3 times ready, right? Because in this same area, this is the first time, right? So this is when it was formed. This one is the entry. I will consider as the first entry. This is considered as, this one here, considered as second entry. Right? So second entry is always high risk, especially when you're testing the same area multiple times. All right, it seems high risk. And also looking at the structure, this right is also creating higher higher low and higher highs. Seem like it. All right, or at least this here seemed like it created a higher low, right? This here still seems like it's equal low. So, but being this creating a higher low, having this creating a higher low, it actually does give a intention that market does want to go up already, right? And then especially here, it created another higher low as well, right? So that's why in the end you can see market does go up. So if it is turning bullish, as in the character, the structure is turning bullish, then do you still want to sell? Especially this is on the second entry. Do you still want to sell? Right. So this is something you need to question yourself. Okay. So a lot of people make the mistake of not looking at the bigger time frame and the ultimate bias before entering. But okay. So but anyway, still this one still seems like it was profitable. Trade number 15, resistance, first touch. Again, bullish structure, right? But trying to sell, not a very, very good idea. The first touch is actually, okay, so this is when it was formed, right? This is when it first touched, not here, right? This is when the price actually came back, touched the resistance, right, and went down. So not sure whether it was done correctly. Let's have a look. Entry was here. Yeah, I think it is not the correct entry. Entry should be before that. Again, another bullish trade. Trying to sell, not really a good idea. Right? If you want to buy, in this case, you could have taken this, right? Resistance becomes support, right? You should could have bought over here instead of selling up here, right? This one look like he hit stop loss, which is rightfully so. Trade 17. All right, this is profitable. Again, going against the trend, very, very risky. All right, so that's why this only get 86 pips, right? So, and this is a midnight trade, right? 3:40 a.m. So no go. This is against the parameters that you set for yourself. Let's see about this. This is another what resistance. So you're trying to sell here. Why would you do that? Why will you sell? And this resistance is not a very strong one, right? It's not very obvious, which would be an obvious resistance. The obvious resistance would actually be here. So if you want to really sell, you would or could have sold right when it actually came back here. So I would say this would be a better area to enter sell, right? Rather than enter at this resistance right here, which is not correct. 5 p.m. 13th of June, 5 p.m. Wait, let's see. 13th of June, 5 p.m. Around here. Wait, I'm confused. Where is the entry? So this is the first touch. Where's the entry? Entry is here, which is around 3425. I mean, it seems correct, but I'm not sure. Trade 19. Support. First touch. So this is a buy. Right, buy looks better, right? You see, 100 pips, no issue. Trade 20, resistance. Okay, so that she actually did do a sell, which is good. Right, sell, hit. This is 60 pips, but then midnight trade. This is buy, enter, hit stop loss before it rebounded back. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay, so to be honest, I would have not entered here. This is the support. Right, so you should be entering at the support here. This should be the entry. Entry, right? This is the support that was formed. And then this is the entry over here, not here. This is second time already. Right, this should be the entry. Okay, so I think this was a mistake. So this seems like a bearish trend now. So sell seems to be correct. There you go. Usually if you find that, you go along with the trend, it works very well, right? And this does actually hit 100 pips, right? I'm not sure why you only do 90 pips, but it's actually 100 pips. Oh, yeah, there you go, 100 pips. Trade 23, support. Going counter trend, trying to buy in a sell, not a good idea. Okay, seems like it works still, but definitely not a good idea. Not something that I would have done. Sells. Okay, so resistance. Trying to sell here. Okay, this one worked. Okay, so yeah. So one thing about that you want to understand about H4 trades as well is that because it's a bigger time frame, right? So that's why we always set a bigger stop loss, right? Which is 100 pips. But you can see that the profit the TP is also 100 pips, right? So it's actually 1:1. Right? You can see the win rate from this has been quite strong, right? Has been quite good, right? Mostly wins. What is this? This one is buying in a sell. All right, again, not a good idea because it looks like it's going down. So do you really still want to buy? All right, hot key loss. Okay. And also one more thing is that this is a ranging. It's ranging. It's ranging, right? So you only do it once, all right, and then after that, that's it. So if you're selling, okay, you sell one time, right? Then, so in this case, again, where is the resistance from? This is the resistance, right? So this is actually when the resistance was formed, right? This is second time. Sorry, this is the first entry, first time. Right, price touch it second time. This is the third time. This is the fourth time. In the same line, right? The same resistance has been tested now 4 times. All right. Do you still want to keep on selling at that area? All right. Of course, if it is going with the trend, okay, so you're selling, right? Then yes, you can do that, right? But do you want to keep on buying in this area, even though it touched so many times? Okay, so definitely not. All right, so all these you can see it tested many times, then it broke through. So you don't want to do that. Don't want to go against the trend if it's counter trend. right? So this was after the breakout. Trying to sell again. Trying to buy again in the sell. All right, not a good idea. See, stop loss. Okay. This is resistance was touch. Okay, this is better, right? Buying 6 pips gap before touching. So in this case, miss the entry. So shouldn't be profit because did miss the entry. This one again, another buy in a sell. All right. Definitely not a good idea. Okay, this is resistance. All right. Entering in a sell. All right, which is good. Profit. Yeah, I'm just going to move on a bit quicker, right? Again, this is selling. Is this uptrend or not? A big bullish here, but still seems down. All right, profit. Profit. Okay, very good. Early morning trade. Profit. Let's see the last one. Support. Okay, so this is the support. This is when the support was formed. This is first time. This, right, price come down, go up, right? This is the first time. Then this should not be an entry. This is second time. Second touch, right? So this shouldn't be entry. All right, so I see some common mistakes here. Just to kind of recap. Number one, never take trades against the trend. Always look at the overall bias first before you even going in. Second thing, all right, make sure you're looking at the right first touch, second touch, right? Especially if it's formed before, you don't want to test, especially it's the same area, right? You don't want to take the trade over and over at the same area again because it is not going to be fresh anymore. All right, the same, especially if it is like so within the same range, right? It's like so nearby each other. You don't want to enter again and again, all right, whenever a new support resistance is formed because it's going to break. It's been tested many, many times already. Okay, so yeah, those three things, right? So 81%, right? Seems like 81%. Okay, so good. As you guys can see, this is a very, very highly effective trading strategy, trading just the H4 SNR, and this is literally very much set and forget. Okay, so I hope that this video has been helpful for you guys. If you love content like this, let me know so that I can actually do more again and also trade safely. And if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.